Hey guys, Metal Driver here, back with another AEW Unrivaled review. And today I'll be looking at Series 10, Dr. Britt Baker. On the side you get an image of Britt, then on the back you get another image, some information on the photo, and the rest of the figures that are in this wave. Alright, so that was the box, so without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up and take a closer look at Dr. Britt Baker. Alright, and here is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, out of the packaging. But before we take a look at the figure, let's look at the accessories that she comes with. She comes with a pair of pointing hands, posed specifically for the DMD gesture. So this is really cool. The fingernails are painted nicely, so that looks nice. Now these are the only pair of hands that she comes with. No gloved hands, but if you do have the previous Britt Baker figure, you can use those gloves on this figure. And then she also comes with the second version of the AEW Women's Championship belt. Now this version of the belt is bigger than the original. And if we take a look at the original toy belt, and yikes, they made this one way too big. I am pretty sure the difference in the size wasn't this large, no pun intended. In fact, if you look at images of the second version of the belt that Britt held, yeah, it doesn't look this big. So I know that was a common complaint amongst a lot of collectors when the images were revealed online. So yeah, this is kind of disappointing. It's not the end of the world. It just looks a little weird that it's this big. But in talking about the positives of this belt, because it is a bigger piece, you can see more detail on the plates of the belt. You can see it says right here, Women's World Wrestling Champion. The AEW logo looks really nice. So yeah, with the previous belt, because it was so small, couldn't really make out a lot of that detail on there. Side plates look really good on both sides, so it is a good looking belt. It's just a little bit too big. Would have been nice if it was just slightly smaller. That would have made it look more accurate. And speaking of belts, I'm just going to do a shameless plug here, but recently the Trios belts were revealed. If you've seen some of my recent videos, my wife makes championship belts, and she will be working on those Trios belts, so once she gets that completed, I'll show that off to you guys. And then the other accessory that she has is her entrance jacket. This looks really nice. I like the color scheme of red and black. Definitely gives off some Scott Hall vibes here with the red blood drips. The medical logo looks pretty good. It could use an extra coat of red paint. You can see some of that black seeping through. The silver zipper and buttons look really nice. Good detail here on the side. And yeah, you can see some more black seeping through the red, so an extra coat of paint would have been preferable, but still looks pretty decent. Good looking paint on the back, nice design here. Pretty clean line work. And then this side of the sleeve looks pretty good. Again, extra coat of red paint would have been nice. And let's just check the coat, see how the articulation is on here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So not really much you can do here, so that kind of sucks, but unfortunately that's to be expected with these type of plastic jackets. So it does look nice, it would look good as a display piece, but aside from that, yeah, it's kind of pretty useless as far as posability. Then taking a look at the head sculpt, this is brand new. And when I first saw these images online, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. Kind of looked a little bit like Sarah Jessica Parker to me. But seeing this in hand, I gotta say it's a lot better than what I expected. It looks nice. I think it does have a closer likeness to Britt, but not exactly perfect. But I am happy to see that they included her makeup. The first release version did not have that, so that really did not help that face scan. This one, yeah, it looks pretty good with the makeup. And it's painted very well. The lips look good, the eyes, the eyebrows, the eyeshadow, all painted very well. Sculpting on the hair looks really nice. It is a soft plastic, so shouldn't hinder too much articulation. Some good sculpting on the hair, pulled back at the top, so that looks really nice. Then looking at her body, the upper body here by the chest, I do believe this is a brand new sculpt, at least for Britt Baker. Comparing that with the original, yeah, this does look different, so that is nice. We are not getting reused parts here. Sculpt is pretty good, so is the paint. I don't see anything that's majorly mispainted. I do see some minor imperfections here or there, but that is to be expected. But other than that, it looks really good. The reds look good, especially the blood droplets here. That looks really nice. Like the paint here on the straps and the collar, that looks really good. Looking at the back, good paint here. Red tooth, painted very well. Good crisp, clean line work. The arms, I want to say, are the same as the first release. I could be wrong though. But what is different is the lower half of her torso. Here the abs are defined. You can clearly see them, which look nice. Comparing that with the original release, yeah, she pretty much has just flat abs here, whereas on the new one you get some nice defined muscles there, so that looks really cool. Looking at her trunks, same color scheme as the rest of her attire, good paint all around. Could use an extra coat of red paint here or there, but that seems to be the theme with this figure. Silvers look pretty good. Looks to be like some extra silver here. Looks like that is the only noticeable paint defect, or at least one that sticks out. And then I am noticing right here, they did not paint the top of the waist right here of this part, so it is molded in black. They painted over that. It kind of looks weird when you twist her waist that you see that. A little bit off-putting, but not a big deal. And then looking at the backside end, whoa, I was not expecting Jazzwares to give her this much cake. Yeah, they kind of made her a little extra thick back here. That was certainly not the case with the first release, Britt Baker, so that is certainly a new piece for Britt. Aside from that extra thickness, paint looks good for the most part. Some minor imperfections here or there. The only thing I can really see is that red paint right here has black bleeding through, so again, extra coat of red paint would have been very helpful. Again, seems to be the theme with this figure. It doesn't ruin it for me at all, but I do notice that throughout. Same thing here on the back of the leg, so yeah, I see that again. But aside from that, the rest of the paint looks good. Some silvers look nice. I do like these blood droplets again. Love that, love that. I was a big fan of Scott Hall back in the day, so I love how that reminds me of that. And then the legs appear to be the same as the first release Britt figure. She has the same sculpted boots. These are black, yet your symbol right here looks really good, painted very well. Same thing on this side, so that looks nice. Then going over the articulation, the head is on a ball joint and a hinge, so it looks that high up and that far down, so really good range there. Can turn side to side and tilt a little bit. Shoulder goes that high up. It rotates all the way around. There is a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, excellent range there. A swivel and hinge at the wrist. A ball joint at the upper diaphragm. She crunches that far forward, goes that far back. Can turn side to side up there and tilt very well, and then she has a waist swivel. Legs go that far out. They go that high up, so not the best range, but it is not as bad as some other AEW figures. Thigh cut, double jointed knees, a rotation at the top of the boot. Ankle goes that high up, that far down, and she has some pretty good ankle pivot. Here is the new Series 10 Britt Baker next to the unmatched Series 1 Britt Baker. Here she is next to Riho, Chris Statlander, Jade Cargill, and unfortunately I do not have Thunder Rosa as I did not pre-order Series 9, thinking that I could find it in stores, and yeah, I haven't found it in stores. So, here she is next to a Mattel Elite, Adam Cole. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on the new Unrivaled Series 10 Britt Baker? I'm a bit surprised. This is actually better than what I expected it to be. So I'm really liking it. The head scan I wasn't really sold on when I saw the images online. Having it in person, yeah, it's much better. Honestly, the only real complaint I have with this figure is the title belt being a little bit too big. But other than that, it's a pretty solid figure. Better than the first release figure, that's for sure. Now, I don't have the Blood and Guts version, so I can't compare it with that one. I never did pick it up. So as far as a standard Unrivaled / unmatched figure, I think this is definitely the Britt Baker to go with. Now, if you want to spend a little bit of extra money, I'm pretty sure that upcoming Supreme Collection version will be better than this. Hopefully when that figure gets released, Jazzwares will retool the belt to make it slightly smaller and scaled a little bit better to size. But other than that, I think it's a solid figure and definitely worth picking up. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. If you want a chance to get a shout out in the next video, leave a comment down below just like the J-Man or Riot said on the Wreckin' Rampage Rig review. I wonder how this will be incorporated on WWE TV to promote this. And you know what, that is a good question. I wonder how they would do it. Although, now with Triple H being the head of creative, hopefully they don't do something stupid in order to promote the Rampage Rig. If they do that, then hopefully it's something that's cool and not ridiculous. Check out my social media so you can be up to date with all my wrestling figure photography, and I'll see you next time.